You will receive your LIMBHOG completely assembled. This is a truly plug and play tool. This assembly includes an extra chain, chain tightening tool, and receiver. Note the serial number location of your unit. If you are attaching your LIMBHOG to a skid loader, you will need two 1/2 inch hydraulic hoses about 8 feet long. If you are mounting it to a tractor, you will need two hoses long enough to reach from your auxiliary hydraulic hookup to the front of your tractor, plus about another 8 feet. This will accommodate the positioning of your LIMBHOG on the limbs you want to trim. Remove the receiver from the LIMBHOG unit. Position it on the back of your bucket near the top. This will allow you to leave the receiver on your bucket when not using the LIMBHOG, while at the same time not interfering with the normal operation of your bucket. Mark the hole pattern and drill your holes using a 1/2 inch drill bit. Bolt the receiver in place using the 1/2 inch bolts provided. The nuts for these bolts are nylock nuts, so they will never vibrate loose. After the receiver is securely bolted, rotate your bucket 90 degrees so that the back of the bucket is horizontal to the earth. This is the best position for your bucket while attaching or detaching your LIMBHOG. Guide the LIMBHOG mast into the receiver and pin in place using the provided pin. Your receiver has a bottom in it. When the mast bottoms out, the holes are lined up. You are now ready to hook up your hydraulic hoses to the provided connections. Note the caution signs on your LIMBHOG. Because your LIMBHOG has a steel mast and is operated above the height of your tractor, you need to be aware of electrical lines in the area. Do not operate the LIMBHOG near electrical lines. Do not allow anyone to stand near or under the LIMBHOG while it is in operation. You're now ready to place the LIMBHOG into its operational position. You see the unit now in its travel position. To place into operation, lift up on the arm and pull the main pin. Allow the arm to slowly rotate down and install the pin in its operational hole. This works as an upper limit stop on the saw. Adjust the arm by operating the ratchet until the arm is about 120 degrees away from the mast. This is the normal operating position for your LIMBHOG. However, it will adjust all the way out, and you will find this feature advantageous in certain applications. Let's check the chain for proper tension. To tighten your chain, turn off your tractor. Be sure to wear gloves. The chain does not need to run as tight on the bar as you may be accustomed to. It likes to run a little loose, but not sloppy. Adjust the chain by loosening the two bar guard bolts with a 9/16 wrench. Pull the bar a little tighter with the tensioning tool and retighten the bar guard bolts. It's that simple. Our saw chains are unusually aggressive and tough, so you will probably experience unusually long chain life. But when you need to change your chain, we have already sent you an extra chain. That way you can always have a sharp chain on hand. Here's how to change the chain. Remove the two bar guard bolts. Remove the bar guard and rectangular spacer. Wiggle the bar a little and remove the oval bar spacer. Please don't lose the spacer. It is not a spare part. Slide the bar off of the bar studs while removing the chain from the drive rim. Place the new chain on the rounded end of the bar first. Then place the other end of the chain onto the drive rim. Rotate the bar until the slot in the bar will slide back over the bar studs. Then reinsert the oval bar spacer. Reinstall the rectangular spacer and bar guard. Tighten the chain and tighten the bar guard bolts. And you're ready to play again. Familiarize yourself with your saw's rotation. The chain should rotate out at the top and in at the bottom as handheld saws do. However, the LIMBHOG's chain is able to rotate in either direction. This is an important feature since you may rarely experience a pinch situation. If you do, simply reverse the rotation and lift up slightly with your hydraulics. The LIMBHOG will crawl right out of this problem. When you start trimming trees, we recommend you trim limbs as far away from the trunk as is practical. This helps remove some of the overburden and gives you good practice. And when you make your final cut up next to the trunk, the bark won't be as likely to peel. So, cut a little firewood up in the air and enjoy yourself. Place the saw blade on top of the limb you want to trim. Never undercut a limb. Gently lower your hydraulic lift while watching the yellow strap. When it begins to go slack, you are ready to cut. Engage your auxiliary hydraulic control and watch the sawdust fly. When you're through for the day, place the saw back in its travel position and you're ready to go back to the barn. We know if you approach the use of your new saw in a cautious and patient manner, you will be pleasantly surprised by the amount of trimming you can accomplish. We have built the safest, easiest to use tree trimming device possible, and we know you'll love it. Thanks for buying a LIMBHOG.